What's going on, everybody? It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, we've been busy doing solar-y things, but let's work on the bus here for a little bit. I can't get it started right now, and I want to share with you maybe the why and how I'm hoping to fix it. So stick around. All right, so this is a new one on me. Check this out. I'm going to use a hammer to jump this, and that's all I get. All right, so I've been working on this for about a week or so now. Some of you on the Vintage Bus Mechanics forum may find this familiar. So basically, I hit the start button and I just get clicks, and I'll show you that here in a bit. But before you say, well, check your switches and this and that and this and that, well, what I can tell you is I verified that the signal wire here, that's that one covered in oil as opposed to the other ones covered in oil, that one does get power and she still won't fire. So to try and fix that, well, I figured I'd clean the solenoid up. That didn't work. And then I got a new solenoid. You can see that that is a little shinier than the rest of the stuff. Still doesn't work. And the solenoid doesn't fire, so I'm thinking there's something wrong with the ground. So I replaced the ground cable with another brand new fancy 4-aught ground cable. Still nothing. So I think there's something internally wrong with the starter in between the ground and the power, and that's why no amps are flowing. Now I know what you might be thinking. Were there any signs as to why this was happening? Was the bus whispering to me, as Steve Weatherford might say? And Steve, if you're watching this, yes, it was whispering to me. When I would try and start the bus, it lasts probably 3 to 6 months. Every so often, it would click a couple of times. It would go like, it was like you were hitting a switch off and on real quick, but it would still fire up. And I was like, well, maybe I was actually thinking it was my fuel pressure switch was going bad because that didn't look good. So I changed that out, and actually the problem went away. So I thought the two were connected. I guess not. So pay attention when your bus is whispering to you. It's trying to tell you something, and maybe mine was telling me my starter was going. Now, the other reason why the starter might be going here is because you careful-eyed viewers would probably know this is a Detroit diesel engine, and it leaks a lot of oil. So the oil was getting on the starter constantly on this side, and then I had the bright idea to wash out my radiators, and I actually had the bus running, so it was sucking more water through, pouring it right down here, right on the starter. And then I was like, my engine is really dirty, let's degrease it. And that's why you can see some of the red in there at all. So I did that, and that went all on the starter. So I'm thinking, between all that, I don't know what happened, but it's my fault, definitely all my fault. Nobody else's fault but mine. So I'm gonna pay the tax, and I'm going to put in a new starter. Let's take a look. So this is a new starter I got from C&J Bus Repair in Bloomington, Minneapolis. Looks like it's a Mitsubishi. Geez, is there anything they don't make? TVs, World War II era fighter aircraft, starters. And I was curious, so I gave it a quick test, just to make sure it would work. And one thing I was curious to know, got a little power supply on here feeding at 27 volts. I was curious, would it work with the case ground? Because I thought, okay, well, the ground is through the case. It's not. The ground has to be on the lug. And, oh, geez. Something to note on these new starters, I guess this has a gear reduction in it, so it is much lighter than the old ones. I want to say it's about 35, 40 pounds. The one I'm going to be pulling out is going to be about 80 pounds. So it needs less windings, requires less amps, and hopefully that means it turns the engine over even faster. So, step one, we got to pull out the old one. So I may or may not have learned the hard way that step 0 before you're working on anything is turn off, there we go, turn off the main power. And I also disconnect that too. That's the fancy house bank disconnect. These telecom batteries are still working great for my start batteries, by the way. Highly recommend. I'll just keep using those. That used to be our old house battery bank. So, all right, now I got to disconnect all the cables. Disconnect the cables so we don't do anything silly, and then drop the starter out of there. And away we go. I know what you're thinking. Shut up. Anyway, I love this tool. I got this flexible wrench or 3/8 adapter from some tool shop at a sprint car race, and I love it for doing things like this. I can, I'm only on one hand here, but I can have the impact up here and get to the bolts back there, and you can kind of do one of these numbers. That's pretty cool. Thought I'd just share that. After some finagling, I got the old starter out. You can see pretty crisp here. Let's see here. Looks like that's the Delco Remy. I don't know if it's original or not or what, but the gears don't look too bad. Now it's got me a little scratch in my head, other than the fact that like this is literally 80-90 pounds, and that is nothing in comparison. But so this one's got this, well, yeah. So this is supposed to come out like that. When it engages, it comes out and engages the teeth. This one does not, as far as I can tell, I can't see if it pops out. So, but it's hard to see, like, are the teeth at the same level? As far as, is this going to engage the starter teeth? I don't know. But, I don't know, C&J's been pretty good, so, and a bunch of other people online said, yeah, this starter is going to work. I think, commonly known, I believe, the MT39. So anyway, I figure worst case scenario, I can put it in. It's not going to take too much work and see what happens. It's easy to take back out, I'm sure, too. So, all right, we'll get that taken care of. All right, I mean, I'm getting more and more dirty here. Got the new one in, new starter. It actually went in pretty easily. Not too much trouble. Got all my main connections on there, and I think, I don't know, let's fire it up and see if anything changes. All right, got the master switch on up front, and I kind of got my fuel shutoff switch jerry-rigged a little bit. I managed to crack it off here, crack this little piece off, because I thought it was loose, so I kept tightening it down, of course, and then it just top popped off. So all this has to do is, I believe, touch ground. So that prevents over cranking. But I think this actually doesn't even require that safety. So maybe I don't even need that thing anymore. All right, let's, lights on. Here goes nothing. Woo! Well, how about that, huh? I will take that. That kind of sounded a little weird. I think that was the gears. I don't know, I heard like a little high-pitched noise coming out of it, but I know they said it had like a little, like a, well, let's go look at the package. It had like a soft start thing. It sounded way softer starting up too. Best warranty in the business. If it fails, we will replace it, guaranteed, so that's good. Designed to eliminate the need for overcrank protection. So I think that means I don't need my fuel shutoff sensor anymore, or switch. Or fuel, yeah, the fuel pressure switch, rather. Lower current drive, electrical soft start for smoother engagements. That's definitely how that felt. Huh, let's start it up one more time. I mean, it'll probably really fire up easy now. We're going to start it up, and you're going to get a front row seat to the sound, I guess. Yes, it's the same day. I just changed my shirt because I was getting so dirty, but we got the bus going, so that is great news. Actually, it makes me want to take it out for a drive. It's been a couple of weeks, so who knows? Maybe we'll go take it for a spin tonight. But thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around this long. Give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you like these kind of intermittent things. I'll just post videos as I continue to do things on the bus. Some of you may notice there's a couple more panels on that bus than there was before. I've been doing some stuff, but we'll talk about that here when the time comes. We're making some more solar upgrades on the bus as we go as well. So thank you again, and see you next time.